for the snow. Take a look back at some amounts, using that a little bit loosely, but amounts on today's date in our weather history. Today's programming has seen a bit of a change. Much of the afternoon spent following up on a fatal auto accident on the Mountain Parkway, which appears to have claimed the life of a Salyersville woman. No name's been released as of yet. I'm going to hold off the full report on that story, however, towards the latter part of the program to get the latest updates from the state police and what have you, and what we can pass along. But indeed a tragic situation this morning involving what apparently was a log truck or a lumber truck that apparently was making an illegal U-turn and was struck from behind by a local vehicle. We do have some details. I have a picture from the scene as well from someone who graciously forwarded that to us, and I'll get to all of that. Like I said, we're going to save that towards the latter part of the program to get the very latest details, but that's what I can pass along at this hour. Arrest warrants. It's a story out of Pennsylvania. What's it have to do with local headlines? Well, a Pennsylvania couple wanted on an outstanding warrant for buying and with the intent to sell heroin back in 2015 are in the Big Sandy jail on those charges at this time. That's the local connection there. And we'll talk about schools being closed tomorrow. Snow day possibly, but many of course already closed for the rally tomorrow in our state's capital. And we'll hear from some teachers last night as they were encouraging others to go. We'll talk about the schools that are closed. We'll talk about some which are going to be letting out early, and all that in more detail in just a few moments. A couple of things before we get to our local news and reports, and let's talk about that weather. We're talking about rain changing over to snow tonight, some slushy snow to the tune of 1 to 3 inches. I've done this, but it's been correct. I'm going with the lighter side of things and closer to that 1 inch, and that is what we're expecting to see tonight. What have we seen historically on today's date in our weather history? Well, we saw 7/10 of an inch on this date back in 1981. The Jackson Weather Service says we saw a little more than half an inch, 6/10 in 1983 on this date. In 1990, we saw 1/10 of an inch on the first day of spring, mind you. And this is not today's date necessarily, but the first day of spring, which of course, nevertheless, it's 96, 7 inches of snowfall. Yeah, on the first day of spring in 96. So we're on the lighter side of that for tonight. In 06, 2/10 of an inch on the first day of spring. And we are looking right now at 1 to 3, and 3, of course, in the upper elevations. More in your weather forecast in just a few seconds. I have this report in a community announcement from the local board of ASAP. The $500 mini grants they've been able to do for many, many years to address substance abuse problems are now available through the local board of Kentucky Agency for Substance Abuse Policy, Kentucky's ASAP board here in Magoffin County. To apply, you can contact the Magoffin County Health Department at 349-6212. That's $500 mini grants are available again this year. Call the health department to apply and or find out more. It's sports, and we'll put it first tonight, however. Hard to imagine. We're talking about the first day of spring today. We're talking about a few inches of snowfall, and what was to be, and I couldn't find out what was to be tonight, the home opener for the Lady Hornets softball team on the road at Wolfe County. Died the last report. It was still on the schedule, is all I can say. We'll have an update for you. The season has already gotten underway for the baseball team here in Magoffin County. They had their season opener, not home opener, season opener last night on the road at Knott Central, and they took out Knott Central in 6 innings, 12-6. Now they've got 2 more road games. They're set to be at Floyd Central tomorrow night, baseball at Pikeville on Saturday, and then home next week, a doubleheader, actually Monday of next week, if that's correct. It looks like noon and at 6. We'll check those times. I'm not certain about that, but nevertheless, home action for baseball. Not until next week and a few days away. We'll pick it up with local headlines in just a few seconds. We'll talk about the arrest of a Pennsylvania couple while they're in the Big Sandy jail, and then we'll talk about teachers and school districts. Many school districts closing to allow their staff to go in support of the pension rally tomorrow at our state's capital. We'll hear from some in just a second. Stay tuned.
Spring is finally here. Things are growing, things are blooming, things are turning green, and some pollens are already at moderate levels, and the rest of the over 200 out there are surely quick to follow. Don't get down and out this spring. Get ahead of pollen with everything you need at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. Just in and just made in Kentucky, Alice Eve bracelets. You'll love the bold colors and the fun beads and charms that make each bracelet a one-of-a-kind, in small to extra large and kid sizes too. And the women's Charlie Page spring and summer line has arrived, filled with perfect basic pieces, colorful, preppy dresses, and bold bohemian looks. Something for everyone to express their individuality. Plus, the full Charlie Page jewelry collection is here. And Easter's getting close, and the seasonal shop has the most adorable mud pie kids selections, and the full women's and children's line is arriving daily. All with some exciting surprises this spring at the seasonal shop.
Hi, I'm Bill Mead, and I've dedicated over half of my life to law enforcement and protecting my community and family. In my 29 years of service, I've received several federal accommodations for my part in major drug cases. I have 17 years experience in narcotics investigations. 10 of those years as a sergeant with the Kentucky State Police Drug Enforcement Special Investigations East Unit. I've received the highest level of training in criminal investigations, and I know exactly what it takes to successfully see a criminal case through the state and federal court systems. As your Magoffin County Sheriff, I will review every investigation and ensure that you're treated with respect and dignity. My name is William Bill Mead, number 3 on the ballot, but number 1 for Magoffin County. Thank you.
Wow! Here's an invitation to the whole wide world. From your brother to your sister to your best friend's girl. Don't bring that bad day with ya. Leave it at the door. If you got money in your pocket, it don't mean nothing if you ain't where it is. If you ain't where it is.
Honda's oil and fluid changes, brakes, suspension, wheel alignments, and more. They've got thousands of tires in stock every day, and they won't be undersold on any tire they sell. They've got 6 months same as cash and over 37 years of service to the viewing area. With no appointment necessary, or you can call 297-2424.
Many school districts throughout eastern Kentucky are closing for tomorrow, and it's not for the expected snow day either. That, of course, may close some, a different story altogether. We'll talk about that later. But it's being called a day of action, the rally that has been set for certified and classified staff, retirees as well in Frankfort, where they want to be heard in regards to the budget changes, the bills, which, of course, are going to go towards cutting their benefits to the tune of 1% from 1.5. Pike County calling classes out tomorrow to allow their staff and faculty to go in support of the rally. Floyd, Perry, Martin County schools also closed. Magoffin County today decided to call off classes in the morning. They're going to have parent pickup at 11:30, and they'll have buses picking up kids and starting to deliver kids at 11:45 in the morning, so local staff and faculty can go to the rally as well at our state's capital. Another school closing is Lawrence County, where a couple of teachers addressed the Board of Education last night at their Board of Education meeting in hopes of encouraging others to go with them and thanking the school district for allowing them the opportunity to go.
Ever since the proposal came about, the movement has been picking up steam. Individual teachers, small groups going to our state's capital, rallies like the one we covered in Johnson County just days ago in the wintry conditions. And then with the governor's remarks as of late, these sites have continued to grow. And they've grown into tomorrow's Day of Action rally. And at last night's Lawrence County Board of Education meeting, that was discussed. There were 2 teachers present, Scott Osborne and David Prince, who thanked the board for allowing them to go with classes being called off for tomorrow, and also taking the time to encourage their co-workers to make the trip and have their voices heard as well.
My fellow educators in the room, you're not selfish, spoiled, ignorant, unsophisticated, all the negative adjectives that have been hurled at us over the last few months and most recently over the last week by certain of our state leaders. And that's why Mr. Prince and I and all of us and teachers across the district want to thank Dr. Fletcher, members of the board, for supporting the rally on March 21st, this Wednesday. It is for our kids. We have a hard, ask the administrators, building administrators, how hard it is, site-based members, how hard it is to find qualified applicants for some of the positions that we have vacated for whatever reason. It's extremely tough. If the pensions are downgraded even further, it's rural districts who will suffer. We will not be able to find qualified applicants. We're having a tough enough time as it is. That hurts our kids.
I think this is one of those pivotal points in time where teachers have to stand up at this point. And like Mr. Osborne said, I really think our profession is under attack. And there's lots of little ways that they get at us, and fee shifting things. Okay, we're not going to raise taxes, but we're going to let the board pay for all this stuff now. The board can't pay for this stuff. We don't have the money to do that. So there's lots of little, I hate to say dirty tricks, but they're dirty tricks that they're going to do to hurt public education for whatever reason, and they're probably numerous. But I appreciate the fact you're going to let us go down there. I know it's a day out of school and students are going to miss, but I got to tell you, where across the district, teachers have been standing out in front of the school, carrying their signs, letting people know what's wrong. My students see that every day.
And I've confirmed that a number of teachers from Magoffin County also will be making the trip tomorrow in fight of Senate Bill 1, which would cut benefits to retirees. And, of course, many of them also fighting the proposed budget cuts by Governor Matt Bevin, considering it a personal attack on education. We'll be right back. More headlines in just a moment.
We are all human. Because we're not perfect, we tend to make mistakes. Unfortunately, some mistakes are severe and carry more consequences than others. If you have been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or because of someone's mistake, reckless or careless behavior, you deserve help with your medical expenses, lost wages, and serious permanent pain and injuries that you have been made to suffer and will continue to suffer for the rest of your life. If you have been injured, I can help. I'm attorney Don Wayne McFarland. Call me and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Take a look at the newest hand-picked specials just in at Gateway Motors in Salyersville. This 2011 Veracruz has everything, nav, leather, third row, and it's thousands below book at $99.95. This 2011 Kia Sorento all-wheel drive, $10,900. This 2011 Chevy Traverse all-wheel drive, $11,900. This super sporty 07 Maxima, $69.95. And this 07 F-150 4x4 in great shape, $99.95. While they last at Gateway Motors in Salyersville. They call it the Fiver, the 5-spot, names for a $5 bill. And now you can add a new one. Best lunch deal ever. Because every weekday during lunch at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe, for a total of $5, that's $5 taxes and all, you can get our famous chicken sandwich or 2 of our famous chicken biscuits with potato wedges and a drink, or our steak sandwich or 2 steak biscuits with wedges and a drink, or our famous foot-long hot dog with homemade chili, wedges and a drink. For $5. That's 5 deliciously awesome deals for only $5. Every weekday from 11 to 2 at your Salyersville Lee's. Your best solution for diesel performance, upgrades, service, and repair is also a full-service repair center for all vehicles, gas or diesel, from routine service to major repairs, with a trusted auto body shop for minor dings to full-on restorations and rebuilds. Plus, get all your 4x4 accessories, lights, bumpers, winches, and more at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Salyersville. 349-8785. Your single largest investment in life is most always your home. And whether they're necessary or optional, a weekend project or a major renovation, we can help finance your home improvements and make your vision a reality. Spring is almost here, so it's time to get ready, get set, and improve with Salyersville National Bank. Call or drop by the main or branch locations today.
Records indicate an Ezel couple were arrested in Morgan County this week and jailed in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center by the Morgan County Sheriff's Department and the Kentucky State Police for an outstanding warrant from 2015 out of Pennsylvania.
Jeremiah Purdy and Jody Purdy both have Ezel addresses, and both were, as I said, lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center as of yesterday, where they are still lodged at this hour. The arrest warrant they were picked up on by the Morgan County Sheriff's Department and that of the Kentucky State Police, one of each agency taking each one into custody, came out of Pennsylvania and was issued on July the 8th of 2015 in the name of each of the Purdys. And the warrant goes on to state that on or around that date in July, the two took $240 from what appears to be a confident informant and then left to go towards a drug supplier and then were stopped, or intercepted, I should say, midways by police after giving them time to go in that direction. They had the $240 with them that was marked, apparently, and they admitted to taking the money to go to Queens in New York to buy 2 bundles of heroin, with them getting a small amount of cash and a small amount of heroin for their efforts. Now, the warrants, again, go back to July of 2015. No records indicate as to how long they've been Ezel residents or where they were residents of at the time, but both were arrested and lodged on charges of being a fugitive from another state. And there's also no indication as to whether or not, but we assume, given the documents that we do have, that they will be extradited back to Pennsylvania on the charges related to the drug efforts, if you will. I've got a commercial to take, and then I've got our top headlines and your weather to follow. I'll be right back.
Hello, friends and neighbors. I am running for sheriff because I want to work hard to make our streets, schools, and homes safer. I am a certified police officer and a graduate of the Department of Criminal Justice. I will put my training and experience to work for our county, and I will work hand in hand with all other agencies. As a parent and officer, I know our kids are the most important resource, and I will do my very best to protect them and continue to tackle our drug problem. But I need your help. Please vote and elect Michael Nichols for sheriff, number 4 on the ballot. Thank you, and God bless.
Catch the early spring specials before they're gone. A new shipment of mowers, push, rear, and all-wheel drive walk-behinds, trimmers, air compressors, power and hand tools, and more. Plus new shipments of guns and ammunition every week. And don't forget, they'll always loan you cash today on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun Pawn.
Hey everyone, my name's Tom Sager. I'm from Salyersville, Kentucky. I want to welcome all of you up here at the new store, Pop Chevrolet. We got a great parts department, great service department. More than anything, we have vehicles. We have over 700 on our lot. So please give me a call, stop in here at Pop Chevrolet. My phone number is 606-886-9181. My cell number is 496-6242. Thank you and stop in.
To all of her current and future patients, Hope Family Medical Center and Big Sandy Healthcare are proud to announce that pediatrician Dr. Leslie Ann Dotson has joined Big Sandy Healthcare's new Physicians for Women and Families complex in Oxshire, where she's now a part of a team of 3 OBGYNs, 2 family medicine physicians, and their nurse practitioners. That's Physicians for Women and Families, open Monday through Friday at 23 Willow Drive in Oxshire, a part of the Big Sandy Healthcare family. A few reminders on our Magoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Kindergarten registration this week at South Magoffin, Salyersville Grade School through the end of the month, and then North Magoffin Elementaries starts next Monday. Our Safe and Teen Coalitions of Magoffin County meet tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, in the Magoffin County Health Department. I've got a few more, and of course with Easter around the corner, a lot of churches and others sending us some holiday-related events and services and times. The big Easter egg hunt, the community Easter egg hunt that's been scheduled, is this Saturday. I said last night, I can't believe Easter's this weekend. It's not. That's why I couldn't believe it. But the Easter egg hunt is. It's this Sunday at noon at the Ramey Park, hosted by the Rainbow Girls, the Masons, and a lot of other agencies. Oh, I hope you won't. I hope you listen very carefully to what I say, so sometimes you'll know what I say is wrong. Easter, of course, the following Sunday. But this Sunday in the park is the big Easter egg hunt. The Licking River Baptist Church has Holy Week services starting on Sunday, running through Thursday. They've got special preaching nightly, Monday through Friday. They've got a fellowship meal at 5:30, worship services starting at 6:30. Sunday evening's service will start at 6 o'clock. And they've got another list of events, of course, for Easter Sunday as well. Sunday morning worship at 11 o'clock. Resurrection services that morning at 7 with their sunrise service at the K Center. Now, that's the old Salyer Elementary School. And then they'll have their regular church services Easter Sunday morning at the Licking River Baptist Church. I've also got an announcement in from the folks at Stinson United Baptist Church. They've got their calendar set for the holiday. They've got communion and foot washing on next Wednesday, the 28th at 7 o'clock. They'll have services next Thursday through Saturday nightly at 7, then sunrise services Easter Sunday at 7, and services following that at 11. I'll remind you as those dates get closer and Easter gets here that much sooner. And here's your almost nightly reminder on how you get announcements on the program, birthdays and anniversaries too. And turning to funeral service announcements, service provided by the Magoffin County Funeral Home Services are to be held for 78-year-old Richard Florian of Big Branch Hollow in Banner on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. He's survived by his wife, Marilyn Green Florian, as well as sons Rick Green, Raymond Jones, and daughters Mary Fultz, Kathy Sundberg, Joanne Wren, Michelle Marshall, and Amy Nuremberger. Visitation will begin Wednesday at 10. Services held the same day tomorrow at 1 o'clock. All from the Salyersville Funeral Home Chapel. Interment will follow in the Marshall Cemetery on Gun Creek. I'll be right back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. You can file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Salyersville at 349-4522, and West Liberty at 743-1965.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904.
And lastly, before we go to your weather forecast and talk about the snowfall, a fatal accident this morning involving a passenger car and a log truck on the Mountain Parkway near Clay City, near mile marker 15 in the westbound lanes. And what appears to be an accident involving a local woman and at least one, if not two, members of her family.
Both vehicles involved were headed west towards Lexington. The lumber truck in front, if you will, a flatbed hauling a load of timber, which apparently was making an illegal U-turn. You can see the illegal U-turn sign in the spot there, usually reserved for emergency vehicles, of course. The driver, the female driver of the SUV, apparently did not see the vehicle in time to make a stop and collided with the rear of the truck. We are told by anonymous sources who wish to remain that way at this time that criminal charges may be pending against the driver of that truck. I have confirmed that there were 3 females inside. A female, the mother, a child, and a grandchild, respectively, is, if you will, all related. The middle of those 3, the child of the grandmother, mother of the teenager, was the driver and was pronounced dead at a medical facility in Clark County, while the teenager suffered minor injuries and was not seriously affected as a result physically of the crash. The older of the 3, all believed to have Magoffin County ties, 2 residents of Magoffin County, but the oldest of the 3, the passenger, did suffer serious injuries, possibly life-threatening injuries. We are told at this hour she's expected to recover. The police have not officially released her name as of yet. I can't confirm, or the name of her daughter who died, and I can't confirm that all the family has been notified, so we're not going any further with that. And I believe common knowledge throughout the community starting to spread as to who the identity of the individuals are. But two Salyersville, Magoffin County residents, if you will, and the other child, which they were returning back to its home out of county. Nevertheless, the accident is under investigation by the Kentucky State Police and the Department of Transportation. Criminal charges, once again, are pending, we do believe, or at least could be, against the driver of the truck that made the illegal U-turn into the path of the SUV. I had actually left some more time here in this particular portion of the program to go into some further detail. We had anticipated possibly receiving some official notice that all the family had been contacted, and speaking of those, names were involved. But once again, we'll hold those till tomorrow, and we'll talk about those involved and hopefully have a better update on the condition of the two that were injured, the grandmother and the grandchild, if you will. So with that, we'll go on to your forecast real quickly, and it is going to consist of some heavy, wet snow tonight. Rain starting to fall already around 5:30 here over top of the newsroom in downtown Salyersville. That will be a changeover later on tonight. We are under winter weather advisory. No surprise there. We will see possibly, right now, the latest update from the National Weather Service has us total nighttime snow accumulations of less than 1/2 of an inch and around an inch of a new accumulation tomorrow, which on the maximum side will give us 1.5 inches, and I think that's a pretty good estimate. 1 to 3 is a good estimate. I think we'll be midway or below in regards to snowfall, but it will not take much. We'll get down to 33 tonight and not get that. See that may get much higher tomorrow to the tune of 2 more degrees, and then we'll see the low 20s tomorrow night, which could be another dicey route to work or school Thursday morning as we see everything freeze. So keep your eye on the weather. Bit of a wintry mess possible and likely tonight to some degree. We'll recoup to 46 degrees and sunny conditions on your Thursday. The dry day will be short-lived. It's back to clouds and showers, not as much snow though. It's going to wrap it up for this evening. Keep your eye on that weather. Could be a slushy start to your Wednesday. We hope you wrap up your Wednesday with us next time here on Your News Today. Good night, and thanks for watching.